Okay, welcome to a ships at sea. I'm going to say sort of beginner video to help people who might be looking into this and want to buy it, as it is in an early access development, and it's very different to the previous titles, such as fishing in the Barents Sea and fishing in the North Atlantic. I failed miserably at the Barents Sea one, but I actually did quite well on the North Atlantic. But bear in mind that is all pretty much fishing based. You could potentially take some sort of like cargo-y jobs, but it was primarily fishing. Whereas Ships at Sea is going to offer a fair few different kind of roles. So, if you are new to this, when you go to start, you are allowed up to 4 profiles. Now, no matter which one you pick, let's say you've got them all filled up or whatever you want to call them. Now these, no matter what you do with your character, when you unlock things in the skill tree on these characters, on these profiles are completely separate from the save game itself. So, like, I could start a brand new game, and I could go in with this character with this level. So this is still not there for the tutorial. That's off. So they're obviously going to add one of those in at some point. Starting tier, at the moment it's going to go up to 4 maximum, maybe there'll be more than afterwards. That's new. That's not unlocked yet. I guess implemented in future, so you can actually do real time in double speed. Is the default game speed. But at the moment you can control your wave height and storm wave height. I've got them kind of set to a bit of a lower thing at the moment, except for the storm. I thought I don't mind the storm being mental, but on here, wave height, I've put it down to, I can't remember where I put it down to actually, probably 25%, I think. And if you're going to start a game for a multiplayer thing, you've got to make sure that's ticked on. Or if you're not going to, and you're just doing solo, then make sure that is ticked on the bottom right there. And then you can create a new game. So, you saw me choose this profile. If I click on here, I am basically classed my as a 4, so my tier level is at 4 because I've done a lot of travelling and I'm very, very close of hitting my next level on that. Tier license basically, which is at the moment I've travelled distance of 324 nautical miles, and obviously this is done it in kilometres. My level is 25. My total experience altogether, what I've earned in overdoing different jobs or other stuff. I've got 11 skills that I haven't used, and I'm about to show you why. Travel distance 643 nautical miles. I'm guessing that's how many miles I have to do for the next stage up. Maybe, I'm not sure. Anyway, company. So I've got our company. Our little side joke, because we watch a lot of funny stuff over here. So like. Only Fools and Horses. Yeah, we love trotters, so that's what we put ourselves in. We use trotters as like an org name for our farming simulator stuff, as well as this. So trotters at sea. The owner's me. If my mate is on with us, he will appear on the bottom of there because I've made him part of the company. There is a way to invite him. You invite the employee, and then they'll see the same funds and everything else. The money is worked in the complete. It's basically all with the company, no matter what. You can do missions. This tells you all the missions that you. It's basically like a ledger, really, of all the jobs you've done. Then you've got a list for all your boats. Shows all the names of the ships. These are ones all I own. We actually sunk one of the ships on a perfect good reason, but I can't remember what now. I forgot which one it was. It's a smaller version of that, I believe. Because we don't really need it. It had a problem with a box we were trying to get rid of. Anyway, skill tree. Now the reason why I've still got 11 points left is only because of this. So currently in this build of 8.1, I can buy any of these lighter coloured. Move this over here. You can see it's like a lighter colour in the grey box here. And it'll tell you on here, like crewmate 1 must be unlocked. Can't do that yet because it's still to become available. Hopefully that might be in the 8.2. I am not sure. I know we've got AI things moving around on the docks at the moment, characters running around. But these are the ones that you're going to be able to hire and put onto your ships to help you do your job, so you're not alone. So you could concentrate on sailing the boat, and then you can set them tasks to do the other jobs for you. So like if you're fishing, and I'm guessing like the small boats, for instance, you can get somebody doing the dropping the lines off, and then after you're going back to pick them up, he can do the fishing, grabbing them, storing them, and all that. Depending on what ship you're using, the bigger ships, you're going to need more people for all the different jobs, like the gutting and all that. Eco driving obviously uses less fuel. Friends in high places eventually at some point, which is fine. Reductions, well, we ain't got any of that in there just yet. You'll be able to enlarge on the boat's infantry, personal safety, teamwork. So you can. There's going to be obviously a morale system in there somewhere. If you go engineer, you've got basic engineer, basic electrician, and faster repairs. Basically, there's going to be loads of cool little other jobs, because this game's offering more than just fishing. You're going to be able to be on a service boat. You're going to be able to fix various different things, shall we say. So fishing, again, while I've got all my points, I want to be unlocking things like this. Fresh fish, fast water, so crew will be faster at it. Gutting, they'll get better at it. Same with the reeling. So that's why I've kept all these points, waiting for these things to unlock. And then you've got deckhand. I haven't seen anything on this yet. We can restore 10% health of crew player with medikits. So there's obviously going to be something like that in the game at some point. Deck clean deck, increased walking by 10%. That'd be interesting to see how that goes. If you're ever stuck and you do need to find out information about the game and how to do certain things, you've got the help section, so you actually have all the things you can look at, like the general, then getting started, missions, infantry, fish farming, blah blah blah. I've got other videos already done where I've done fish farming and some other things, so if you look them up, you should be able to see what I've done and where we've got so far. So that is the tier 3 service boat. We're waiting. I'm hoping there might be a basic passenger play coming in with this ship. There'll be like I think the way they worded it'll be like a kiosk you can go up to take the job. But I'm hoping we're going to see I can't show you, because if I don't show you, it wouldn't make sense me just saying it. But we're hoping eventually down the line, why have all these seats in there and then not bother having like NPCs, like, you know, be sitting in them? Because you can go in here, you even got this, so surely you can put one of your workers into here to sell drinks, food and whatever, because this one's going to basically for passenger play, like just transporting people, let alone maybe workers to an oil rig or something like that down the line. And actually saying that while we're here, if you've got the like the electrician and repair skills and stuff, this is where you'll be needing to replace fuses. Certain ships, there are some rooms that are empty at the moment, so there will be some things where you can repair the engines. Right, so we'll then go to start game. So what I could potentially do is do, so I've already got that selected. I'm going to create game. I'm going to lower that down to 25%. That's storm height. And I'll create a new game. So let's see what happens when it starts off. I'm assuming it will probably put you through the new. Actually, won't, because when you start off on this, you will get. There you go. You're starting off with 50,000, but as you can see, all my skills and stuff are still here. So yeah, if you're jumping into your mate's save, just pick your other character to make sure he's progressing on their save or map or whatever they're doing. So obviously, I don't own a boat on this one. The only thing you do own is the Romeo, as they call it as a name. You have a rowboat. In the tutorial, when they had it, they might come back in eventually, but you used to give you a training mission so you can go up to a sea marker and fix that. You can take, coming with the new build of 8.2, they have actually made a way of you to take very small packages on there and rowboat it out for a bit of money. But as I said, my suggestion to you, I think I will do it in this video, is basically we're going to come over here, enter the office, and I'm going to go to the bank, and at my level, there you go, look, insufficient equity. So it's got to be an equity thing. They're not your level. It's got to be how much money you make or something like that. So let's see if you can take, yeah, you can take up to 3 times of the 50,000 knock loans. So once you've taken all those, let's go and have a look. So you're and including the 50,000 you start off with, you've got over 200,000. So let's see if this works. You'll run over to here. You go to this laptop, and then you go to boats. And as I said, unless you're going to want to be doing it the long-winded way, then buy this boat here for a cargo thing, and you can take basically cargo types of extra small and small. When you get the money coming back up again, then you want to go for that boat for the meat. You'd be able to take medium, but you can also do a fuel tank. I forgot that can do a fuel tank as well, because there are missions where you'll be able to go to certain places to fill up their fuel reserves and stuff. Certain places will basically drain, and it will require somebody going over there and refilling them. If I grab this across here, but anyway, as I was saying, for the fishing wise, is your best bet for money. So now, and then when you do go up to there, get this swampy fishing. It's got a pretty good speed limit on it, and it can hold a lot more. But you can also set it up for net fishing, and you could rig it for a bit of light cargo, but it'll only be like these extra small type. So, but basically, for the money you got, let's see what you can do. So you would buy this boat, you will purchase it. You got to hold the button down. Once you purchase that boat, you now should have it in your thing there. There we go. So all the boats actually have their own generic name at the start. So we're going to leave it as that. Then what you want to do is make sure, regardless, do the propeller, because you're going to want the speed. Make sure you've installed it, and same with the engine. I think if I get it correctly, the propeller is basically the maneuverability. It's the engine that's going to cost you. So buy the engine, install that. You ain't really going to need to worry about the throttle or the steering. The fuel tank, I wouldn't worry about it just yet. And then you want a long line, rig the boat for that. There we go, that's rigged and ready to go. And there we go. So we have now spent whatever that amount is, but that's left a lot more than what we used to, because they have reduced the price on the small ships to start off with. Now, thing is, because where I'm playing this, you ain't going to worry about paying off those loans too badly. So there we go. We've got that ship set up. So if I get running around here, it's a long old run. I could have sailed the boat around here and parked it. Now, it should know what boat you got activated. So when you go to purchase gear, you can go long line fishing. And incompatible on active boat. Item exceeds limit. Oh, okay. So this is new. They have changed that. You can't put these big ones on that boat. So you are limited to... Can you do this one? Right, so you can't do the 1,000 hooks and 2,000, but you can do the 500 hooks. So how many buckets can you do? And only 4 buckets. Just like the other boat. Right, okay, so that has changed. But you should be able to... Well, we're gonna find out. I might as well do this video into one as a starting point. So you'll buy... I would then suggest spend the 40,000 getting these buckets. Purchase that. These you don't have to do, but I'm going to do it because they are pretty good to mark your... you need 4 really, because it only does it on one line, but so you can see them where you're going back to pick them up. Purchase. They are attached to the buoys that come out. Right, done the long lining, so I now need the bait. So I'm going to grab... I can't remember this now, because how big is that thing we just bought? They're 1,000, aren't they? So I think you only need to buy the middle one. Buy as much as you probably want, because I can't remember. I've done the maths, but I've forgotten it now of how many you need to fill up each bucket. But I've not been using those small buckets, so I'm going to... Oh, hang on, that's a lot of money. So let's just throw, because these are smaller. Let's try not to overdo it. So I'm going to buy... Actually, you know what? I'm going to do 25. So that's 20,000. So the buckets and everything else should be on there. That's a good point. My inventory, have I got anything I'm still carrying with me from... No, so anything I was carrying with me in the other game is not showing on there. But my skill tree should be fine. Yeah, so this is... I haven't got the other items with me in this world. I guess they stick with the other save. Right, so get onto the boat from here. So press 2 because that's where these are. So what you do is hold that, and that is, yeah, that's filled. So you only need one bag at a time for these small buckets for the 500 hooks, which is fine. Right, there we go. We've now filled them up. You take one bucket and you want to slot it in the back of there, ready to go. Now what we do... Now this one doesn't really have much of a move around. It's just a button and you're sitting in the seat straight away. But I would suggest if you do manage to rank up, I would then... This is just me. I would hire another worker, so then he can be at the back of that and he can do the work for the bucket. It'll probably give you a prompt to press a button to lay the line. We're telling him when to do it. But then you can also use him to... Oh, hang on a minute. I have actually forgotten an item we are going to need. So we need to come back this way, because one item you are going to need for the fishing like this, you need to go to the shop and buy a hook, the fishing hook. You ain't going to need the yarn hook or anything like that just yet. You could take this, that just gives you like a one small fish, like fishing thing. You got parts for the repair jobs, which will be coming very, very soon. Flashlight and batteries, binoculars, ping me, which you're supposed to put next to your gear. I haven't really used that yet. Smolt. You can buy fish food for the fish farming, which you can see in one of my other videos. Anyway, so the hook, we need to buy that, or else we're not going to be able to grab anything. So there we go. Oh, not using the radio. Next, to put that away. Right, so yes, don't forget to buy the hook, because that is essential to this job. Right. Okay, so now to the important part. Let's get moving. I have made one mistake, and I forgot to mention this. If you've got any starting perk points, make sure you unlock long line fishing, or else you will not be able to do this. So in the skills, unlock on long line fishing. On the map, if you left mouse click, not right mouse click, holding it down will move the marker around the map, so you can do this. Now halibut was in that area. I assume it's the same all the way around. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set myself a little course. Make sure you're dodging any of these small islands, and I'm going to get to about there. That's where the halibut is, close to this region. And then what we do is put it into nav mode. When you hear that beep, you know you're in the nav mode, and then it'll stick to the blue line and get you there without steering, so you can just leave it on full and let it do its business. Interior light, lanterns, and work light. You could have your radio, and you can, I think there might be a file you can probably add other stations into it. But it uses things like, I would say Truckers FM, but it might not be Truckers FM, it'll be Truck Simulator or something like that. One of their stations. Right, there's the autopilot. Not much on the CB radio there. This here, I haven't really quite used this properly, effectively yet. But this thing is obviously good for the depths of the fish. It gives you an idea if you're on a good spot, I guess. From what I believe, there's like a sonar in it. There you go, you can bring that up. It's the first time I've seen it working on this one, actually, seeing it do that. Okay, that's cool. I didn't realise that was a thing you can do. So, show fish markers. I'm hoping that's actually on. I don't want it to press it and hide it. So, new thing that happens, or not a new thing, it's been happening a little bit, and I think it happened in the other games. When you saw that fishing marker I had, it now has split into, which I'm guessing is the school of fish of that type, or where they're, I'm assuming that's what it means. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my thing right now, because halibut is all over here. So I'm going to click it to that and change it and put it into a new nav mode, and now it's going to turn, because at the moment, to me, that's telling me that's where a lot more halibut is at. Is it like a school of halibut or what? I do not know, but I don't know a lot of fishing terms. I'm just going to say, to me, like other games I play, like space games and stuff, I'm going to say is a hotspot. So I'm going to go to the back of it and now push the line out. And hopefully the line will be long enough to go over that marker. Because you can't see it on here, but it is very slowly moving. If I leave my mouse there, you can see that the fish marker is moving about. Right, we're at a halfway point. That's why you can see the white marker there. Now this, I'm going to show you my technique of being kind of proficient or setting up. I would look it up online and see how they really do it, the long line fishing. But for me, because it's a video game, I always find out, or simulation, set that, come out here, and where the white bit is on that triangle on the boat marker there is, I think, is where that drops off. So if you look at the marker where you can see the red, green and white on the little mini map, the tip of that white arrow is pretty much where that marker will be once you've deployed it. And you can see that calculating that. So this is going to be interesting for me as well, because I would like to know how much it's going to make. Oh, there's another thing over here, look. It's picking up. Don't know what that marker is really. But what you are going to find when you pick up the fish, once you start to reel them in, you'll probably find that you have picked up other types of fish as well. There we go, right, long line deployed. Okay, so all the lines are done. Now, obviously I've made a bit of a like pig's ear where they're all laid. So I'm going to turn this boat, I want to turn off the autopilot. So I turn this all the way around, get his aim in that way. Right, and now I'm going to cut off the engine. Now, oh, I didn't want to get out of there yet. Now on here, you want to hit that button ready when you can hit rest. And then what you need to do is 17 hours is the maximum they want you to do. Not, you don't have to do 24 hours, but so it does tell you when you're doing long line, it says it's like between, I don't know if it's 8 to 17 hours. You want to leave the line ready. So We 17 hours is the maximum I would go for. Let rest. Okay, now we're on the next day. This is the tricky part now, especially when you're on your own on this boat. Although it's smaller, you should hopefully have the quick response. Make sure you know what button it is to click to get the hook out. Now this is where that red little semicircle thing comes out. What you need that to do is go green. And for it to go green, you need to get the marker into that area. So I'm hit the engine off, come out here, 3, reel it in, right. Right, that's definitely a halibut. So you just keep swinging the hook at its face, and then it should grab it and put it into your ship storage. Every time you do this, now that halibut might be worth more than just, right now you're just seeing one fish, but each fish, I think how it works out is each fish is worth and is a certain amount of that same fish. Catfish, the bane of my life. Never worth a lot. Oh no, come on, get it! Yes, that was close. Now you will find the boat. This is the where it gets a bit tricky. That's why you want another person doing this. Don't know what that one is. Right, there you go. That was the first line. Now what you can do is press I and go to the boat. There we go. So you saw me catch one halibut, but that halibut is technically where it is basically seven halibuts. I've got 47 haddock. That one catfish is that. The 2 types of pollock, and the reason being is because of their size or weight, shall we say, going by the turn I'm assuming. Right, so we've done that. Now we've got to get the next one. This hook's gonna get me. It's a good job it goes through, isn't it? That's another halibut. Come on, come here, boy. Yep, there you go. Grabbed you. Right, there we go. So we now have everything that we put out from the lines. Personally, if you still got the money or the time to do it, I would suggest doing maybe another bunch. If you're doing it this build at the moment, I think the freshness is not really going to count just yet. Right, turn the engine off or anything like that. So anyway, it's going to cost me 10,000. Now the reason why I'm going to do this is fast travel, but you can imagine if you decide to sail back yourself and save yourself a bit of money, do it. But later on you'll be gaining a shitload of money that you could just use this for quick travel, where you're getting back to port. But there is a way of doing this for free if you decide to buy the insurance or free towing. Here we go. It's now going to dock us. So we run all the way back over here to the fishery. Run to the fishery. There we go. And we have medium, large, small. There we go. We have basically made, out of all this to start off with, 676,861. There we go. So you just made your first massive amount of cash out of that. Now that may not look like a lot, but it is for starters. But imagine if you did another one out there before coming back. So now what you can do is come back over here, make a run for it all the way back to the office. Into the office, and then I would then this is just me, but it tells you how much you're going to pay per month, and then how long it's going to take over those months. What I would do is come back over here and just repay the loans if you just want to make the money from, you know, yourself. There you go. So we're down to 579,136. Services wise, now I've not actually I've not done anything. I have done these now actually, sorry, in the thing. So if you buy one of these, Viking boat insurance covers 80% of the boat value if destroyed, so that money will automatically go back into your account, so you would have to buy a new one, and as well as its components if you want to whatever you upgraded it with, so that choice is yours basically. But over here I would say, what is it, cost is £85,000 per year. So basically you could do that because the amount of money you're going to be earning by doing that kind of fishing, per month, but you get 23 towings instead of like paying out what you could be doing, silly amounts of money wise. So let's just say we get that anyway, and you can remove it whenever you want. So maybe you can get it and just remove it when you want. So sod it, keep them going. Well, it's only going to be that amount of money per month, and the game doesn't change that quickly in the month. There's no like skipping that amount of time. So have those things on if you want. The choice is yours, but for the 23 towings, that's brilliant, and it will count it down for you, and you will know how many you got left before you need your next lot. But there you go. So we just made that amount of money. So what you could do then, after you've done your first bit of fishing, you could come over here, get back in the shipyard, and then either with your mate, or depending if you're on your own, if you want to swap up things, buy the smaller boat here. Do a little bit of cargo for the small, extra small boats. But basically that's the two things you're going to start off with. The rowboats are the other one, but yeah, those two, because they're tier ones. Once you've more money going on and you've got the cash built up, then you could get this one for your needs, but you will need a crane to be able to take any medium cargo, and then onwards basically. Tier 2 wise, I would suggest, if you want to make more money with the fishing, I mean, personally, I would build up the cash and make sure, I mean, you saw how close we were to 1 million if you did 2 journeys of that thing. So you did maybe 4-5 trips. I would suggest do a fair few trips unless you take out more loans, because you want to get this boat next in the fishing line of things, get it rigged up. Long line fishing, you'll be able to use the longer lines, which will then get you more fish, and you'll have the option for netting, as well as a netting rig if you want to use that. But you do get to do the gutting of a fish, which can make more money. But that's where you want to make sure you've got an AI crew to help you out. And you can do it on your own, but it gets a bit stressy when you're on your own. But there you go. So that is just my suggestions. I mean, if you find other ways, go ahead and do it. But yeah, this simulation games, if you're into simulation games, then this is definitely for you if you like these type of things. So if there's any more videos you'd like me to try and do, showcasing all the boats and the jobs or whatever, please let me know. Leave me a little message in the comments or whatever. You know, the like and the subscribe helps me channel, all that kind of business, very much. So I'm going to leave it at that. Cheeky git, just walk past me. Look, you mate, wait, you just walk past me like that. How dare you? Oh, sorry. Yeah, oh, my bad. Gonna go for a swim now. Bye. Got to find the ladders back up now. There you go. So yes, there we go. This is the end of this video, and hopefully we'll catch you in another one.